Welcome to the madness, Whites faithful. What's up, Leeds United family? Your boy is back with another explosive update that's going to shake Elland Road to its very foundations. And trust me when I tell you, what I'm about to drop on you today is going to have every single one of you White supporters either jumping off your seats in pure ecstasy or grabbing your heads in complete disbelief. We've got 3 absolutely massive bombshells that just dropped in the last 24 hours, and each one is more jaw-dropping than the last. I'm talking about moves that could completely change the trajectory of our beloved Leeds United for the rest of this season and beyond. First up, and this one's gonna blow your minds, we've got news about a world-class financial windfall that could see the 49ers and our beloved Whites banking a serious chunk of $260 million. Then there's this incredible revelation about a young striker who's absolutely tearing it up and might just be the answer to our goal-scoring prayers. And finally, oh man, this third one involves our next opponents making some bold predictions that are going to have you questioning whether Saturday's match is going to be the thriller we all expect. Listen up, Whites Army. If you're as obsessed with this beautiful, chaotic, heart attack-inducing club as I am, you need to smash that like button right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And for the love of all that's holy at Elland Road, hit that subscribe button because this channel is your one-stop destination for all the Leeds United madness that keeps us awake at night. But before we dive into this absolute chaos, let me ask you this. Are you ready to discover how FIFA's latest announcement could literally change the game for Leeds United forever? FIFA, there, I said it! The name that's been making waves across football today with the massive announcement that's got every Leeds United fan's heart racing. The governing body has just dropped the most incredible news that could see our beloved Whites bagging a serious portion of a mind-blowing $260 million windfall. Here's the deal, Whites faithful. FIFA has just announced their brand new club benefits program, and for the first time ever, they're directly rewarding all clubs who release players for World Cup qualifiers. We're talking about an unprecedented total of $260 million being shared between clubs, and guess what? Leeds United are perfectly positioned to cash in big time. Now listen to this. We currently have 10 players on international duty. That's right, 10. Carl Darlow, Joe Rodon, Charlie Crew, and Dan James representing Wales like absolute warriors. We've got Ilya Gruev flying the flag for Bulgaria, Jakub Bijor making Slovenia proud, and Gabriel Gudmundsson showing Sweden what Leeds United quality looks like. But wait, there's more! We're talking about Lucas Perry, Ethan Ampadu, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Brendan Aronson, Lucas Nmesha, Anton Stach, Noah Okafor, Autanaka, Sebastian Bornau, James Justin, and Willie Nonto. All these absolute legends could be heading to the World Cup next summer. Can you imagine what this means for our club? We're not just talking about pride and glory, we're talking about serious money that could fund our push for Premier League dominance. This is the kind of financial boost that could separate Leeds United from the rest of the championship pack forever. Sky Sports journalist Kave Solekol broke it down perfectly. FIFA are gonna give 70% more money to all clubs who release players for World Cup qualifiers and also for the World Cup finals in USA, Canada and Mexico next summer. The man knows what he's talking about, and he's telling us that this $260 million pot is going to be distributed based on player representation. Even if we're talking about splitting this massive sum between hundreds of clubs worldwide, having potentially 10 plus players at the World Cup could mean a significant injection of cash that Daniel Farke and the 49ers could use to strengthen our squad even further. This isn't just pocket change, this is transformational money. But hold on to your scarves, because what I'm about to tell you next is going to have you believing that our academy might just be producing the next big thing. Harry Gray, that's right. The name that's been lighting up every Leeds United Academy report and having Daniel Farke scratching his head, wondering if he can ignore this kid's brilliance much longer. While we've all been crying about our lack of goals in the Premier League, this absolute magician has been tearing up the under-20s range, 6-ish Nishanians like it's nobody's business. Picture this scene. White's Army leads in at 2021. Ojuanins are defending their National League Cup title away at Scunthorpe, and young Harry Gray decides he's going to put on an absolute masterclass. We're talking about a hat trick that would make Erling Haaland jealous. The first goal? Pure poetry in motion. Leeds build up from their own left-back position, slicing through Scunthorpe like a hot knife through butter. And there's Harry Gray, positioned like a natural-born killer at the back post. Finishing with the composure of a seasoned Premier League striker, former Leeds defender Ben Parker couldn't contain his excitement, calling it some goal, it really is, and praising Gray's positioning in oceans of space. But if you think that was impressive, wait until you hear about his second. This kid steps up to a free kick at an impossible angle, and while Scunthorpe are preparing for a cross, Gray whips that ball into the far corner like he's Beckham reincarnated, through the keeper's hands and into the net. Boom! And the pièce de résistance? In the dying minutes, Gray picks up the ball on halfway, drives at the retreating defense like a man possessed, and thunders a shot into the bottom corner from 20 yards out. Ben Parker was going absolutely mental on commentary. When you need your big players in big moments to step up, Harry Gray's always your guy. This isn't just about one game, Whites faithful. This is about a kid who's got that magical touch, that killer instinct, that X factor that could solve our Premier League goal drought. With Fark desperately searching for attacking solutions, how much longer can he ignore a player who's scoring hat tricks like they're going out of style? What makes this even more incredible is that Harry Gray is following in the footsteps of his older brother Archie Gray, who broke into our first team before his big move. The Gray family genes are clearly something special, and watching Harry tear apart senior opposition in the National League shows he's ready to make that step up. The kid didn't just score a hat trick, he dominated every aspect of his performance. He was creating chances for teammates like Reece Chadwick, harrying defenders all game long, and showing the kind of work rate and football intelligence that separates the good players from the potentially great ones. Scott Gardner's under-21 side secured a well-deserved 2-1 victory, but all eyes were on Gray's complete performance. But speaking of our Premier League struggles, our next opponents have just made some bold statements that are going to get your blood pumping. Ladislav Croatian Wolves. Oh boy, this is where things get spicy. Our next opponents might be sitting rock bottom of the Premier League table, but their new $26 million signing is making predictions that should have every Leeds United fan taking notice. This Czech Republic international centre-back joined Wolves from Girona in a massive deal, initially on a season-long loan with a view to completing a permanent switch upon certain clauses being met. And despite his team currently having 0 points from their opening games, Krejci is talking like a man who believes Saturday's clash at Molineux is gonna be their breakthrough moment. Listen to what this confident defender told Wolves' official website. It will click. I believe in the team. If we continue with the same mentality, pushing until the end, we will start winning. He's talking about how they were unlucky against Newcastle, how they dominated periods of the game, and how he's convinced that their fortunes are about to change. But here's what should terrify every Leeds United supporter. Krejci isn't just making empty promises. He's talking about a team that's desperate, a team that's hungry, a team that's been working under the radar while everyone's been writing them off. He said, when you go like this every time, one time it will click. I believe in a team, in myself, in the project. Think about it, White's Army, okay? What's more dangerous than a wounded animal? What's scarier than a team with nothing to lose facing a Leeds United side that's already had their struggles this season? Krejci and Wolves are sitting there at the bottom of the table, but they're not panicking. They're plotting. Krejci made his debut in that 1-0 defeat at Newcastle, and according to him, Wolves started brilliantly, created chances, and dominated the final stages of the game. He's convinced that if they'd scored early, it would have been a completely different story. The man is talking about a team that's creating opportunities but just hasn't found their clinical edge yet. This is the kind of confidence that should have every Leeds United fan worried. We're not just facing a team that's broken and defeated. We're facing a squad that believes they're one moment, one goal, one performance away from turning their entire season around. Krejci has been with the team for just a few days, but he's already bought into their project completely. The Czech defender is talking about fighting until the end and believing in a project that convinced him to choose Wolves over other options. This isn't a player who's accepted defeat. This is a warrior who's ready to use Saturday's match against us as his statement game. So here's my final call to action. Leeds United faithful, smash that like button if you believe we can handle whatever Wolves throw at us. Drop a comment below telling me whether you think Harry Gray deserves his Premier League debut at Molineux. And don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning of what's going to be an absolutely wild season for our beloved Whites. The question that's keeping me awake at night is this: with FIFA money potentially flowing in, academy stars banging in hat tricks, and desperate opponents making bold predictions, are we witnessing the perfect storm that could define Leeds United's entire season?